love me as you've never loved anyone.
Special report on Asian tsunamis. On December 26, 2004, an earthquake deep in the Indian Ocean generated tsunamis, marking the most catastrophic event of the century. As the world became aware of the resulting devastation, relief supplies, emergency aid, and medical personnel poured into the affected areas. Supreme Master Qinghai is very concerned about this disastrous event. In response, association members from Formosa teamed up with local members to form several emergency relief teams to enter the affected regions to provide support to the medical services and help deliver relief materials. At 10 p.m. on the evening of January 5th, the first relief team came back to Formosa from Indonesia. The following is what a few of the members had to share.
先到棉兰，然后转机到那个雅琪，就是那个发生震央最严重的地区。当地的话就是配合红十字会做那个物资的运送，还有伤患的包扎跟敷药，因为那个医疗的方面那边很缺乏，所以我们最主要做那个包扎啊，然后跟运送物资衣物的那个工作。因为它那个是反抗军的那个地区，所以说是要透过红十字会来配合啊，我们才有办法进入到很内陆。困难的话就是药品很严重的缺乏，器材很严重的缺乏，我们都尽量想办法用很多替代品来弥补这个医疗器材的不足。好，因为当地的话连电源都中断，我们的手机到那边都是没有办法通的，都是靠自己求师傅的帮忙，然后让我们自己去处理，用我们的智慧去处理那些碰到的那些问题。
蛮凄惨的，那个房子很多剩下地基而已，湿的还很多，然后垃圾堆到1楼高，看到那个船就像明天过后那种情况，船开到大马路好几条这样子。
刚去的时候，我会觉得比较偏远的地区，他们会比较缺乏那个医药方面的一些援助。不过我们出来的时候就有听到那个好消息，就是有100多位的医生已经进驻了，然后还有一些外援了，然后医院也已经清2间了，然后继续再清。然后我们也带了很多的那个医药过去，我是相信会越来越好。
The International Association's relief operation has made disaster victims experience the presence of God's compassionate love and care.
The disaster took place on 26th of December. The rescue group was here by 28th, within very short period. Master has sent 14 members as a rescue team to Sri Lanka. So even the Sri Lankan friends who came to know that there's a rescue group from Master, they were surprised to hear. Within 2 days' time, this rescue group arrived Sri Lanka. I always thank our beloved Master for the material comforts and for the spiritual help that has been given to the people of Sri Lanka.
Luckily, You all, you are great friends that you came in aid to us. You came in assistance to us. With your master's love, you came and you helped us. It is not the material help that you gave us. It is the universal love which is pervading, and it comes through your master. So we are ever grateful to you, to your master, for this love which came through this donation. Because it has to come from a massive source. So the source is your master. It's coming from there. The universality, the cosmic, your energy has to come. So all these things will come and go. All material things will come and go. Donations will be there, and it will not be there. Even our bodies will come and go. But one thing is going to remain, that is this energy. So it has to come from a source like your master. With this coming up, they should also, like you, they should see a master. They should see the enlightening way which your master shows. They should see this love.
Geneva, Switzerland. The International Fair for Books, Press and Multimedia was held in Geneva from April 28th to May 2nd. The Vice Mayor of Geneva City, Mr. Pierre Muller, officially opened the fair. Described as the largest cultural event in Switzerland, the fair especially promoted education, multimedia, music, and art. Association members in Geneva displayed the teachings of Supreme Master Qinghai. The public happily perused the inspirational publications, while truth aspirants expressed the joy of finding a living, enlightened master.
Moi aussi, je pars le cœur rempli d'amour et de bien-être. Vraiment, je tiens à remercier toute l'équipe, ainsi que les personnes qui ont présenté le stand, parce qu'ils apportent énormément de bien-être, et je pense que tôt ou tard, les gens seront amenés.
Association members also organized 2 video presentations, and participants listened attentively to the teachings of Supreme Master Qinghai. Lomé, Togo. SOS Children Charity looks after children who have lost their parents through war, famine, disease, or poverty. On the morning of December 17, 2004, association members in Togo visited the SOS Children's Village in Lomé to express their friendship and to share the love of Master Qinghai. Members cooperated with the children and teachers and cleared the surrounding environment of debris and trash. The following day, an entertainment program, which included games and a musical recital, enveloped the facility in an enjoyable atmosphere. After the program, association members distributed Christmas gifts, which included new computers and clothing for the children. The staff felt touched and expressed warm thanks to association members and Master Qinghai for comforting the children's heart during this holy time of year. In May and June of 1999, Supreme Master Qinghai was invited to lecture in 18 European countries. Thousands of sincere truth seekers welcomed Supreme Master Qinghai to their countries and attended her lectures. They listened attentively as Supreme Master Qinghai explained how peace and love can be obtained through the Kuan Yin method of meditation. The following is Supreme Master Qinghai's lecture entitled The Way to End Wars on June 5th, 1999 in Edinburgh, Scotland.
And now it's the year of architecture, I heard, yeah. And we're busy with the conference about constructing the parliament and all that stuff. Is that right? Wow, that's a great news. Yes, congratulations on the development of your country. It looks like your homeland is revitalizing and is like growing and thriving and so full of energy at this time, at this period of our era. And this is very good. This is very good that we are so positive. When we look around, and there's not too many signs, not quite a few countries is having problem. We should feel very happy for Scotland that your people, your government, occupy yourself with very, very constructive thing and constructive life, way of life, constructive thinking, and this is very wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. May God bless your country more and more, and you continue with your constructing energy, and that will be good to lead us all into the 2000, the years 2000. It's better than talking about negative things. This is a good thing to do. It's a good thing to do. I'm very happy for you. So I also come here as a part of invitation to your homeland, I come to offer the best thing that I know of, also very constructive, and even more so, to go along with your constructing trend at the moment to improve this homeland even more and more every day. Because just like we have to know architectural knowledge in order to build our safe home, we have to know also some spiritual knowledge in order to build our foundation of a noble mansion in the kingdom of God. The spiritual knowledge, it doesn't even cost us anything. It doesn't cost us time to go to college. It will not, nevertheless, award us any kind of certificate, but the reward inside is the kingdom of heaven, is our true home, and we can begin to build it right now. Even though we already have it, we have forgotten the tool. Just like we all heard of God and heaven, but unfortunately, many of us have never seen. Yes, sometimes we have a glimpse of God in our very, very, very deep, deep moments of prayer, but then we probably dismiss it as an illusion. But I have the way to show you, if you're interested, so that you know that is real. We can verify whether some inner spiritual vision are real or not real, whether the one we spoke to are real God, God's representative, a real Jesus manifestation, or is it some kind of illusionary imagination of the mind. Most of people, even when they try to venture into the kingdom of God alone, they tend to get lost because they don't know the map. I'm also here to offer you the map to heaven in case you haven't got it. It is just like the map from airport to my hotel. The taxi driver just open it, and then he can drive, and then definitely he arrives. And meanwhile, he can see also the landmarks before we arrive at the hotel, so that he is sure that he knows the way and the way is correct, if he doesn't know it before. Suppose the taxi driver already knows the road, then it is very, very easy. But if he doesn't, the map will help him. Similarly, if we already know the road to heaven by our own knowledge or by learning with some other knowledgeable teacher, then we can go daily. If we don't know, we can inquire about it. It's just like everything else in life, we can inquire the material needed for our specific intention. As if an architect, he should inquire about where to enroll into the constructing college, and then he takes some time to acquire all the necessary information until he becomes adept in his profession. Then he can build his house or anybody else's house. Similarly, spiritual knowledge is also open to everyone who are interested, who are serious about knowing our original home, which is built by light and music of heaven. The material we use here to build our house are similar to each other, like bricks, tar, cement, and then we paint it outside and we decorate it like some magnificent theater like this one. In heaven, we have much, much better material to build our house, and each one of us can be an architect because we have the tool and the power of creativity, which is God's quality, which has been bestowed upon us the moment of creation, aeons ago. Before we even descended into this world, we have all this there is so that we can build our own world. We can shape our destiny. We can travel heaven and earth at will. We can leave the body and re-enter it anytime we wish. But it is such a density of this physical planet that it blurs our vision and disturbs our wisdom, so that we forget all this source of creativity, all the power that is necessary to survive better in this world as well as the next. So God sometimes sends us some messenger, some reminder, such like Jesus, Buddha, etc. And they will bring us the map again to heaven. And then the map will be continued, passed on from one generation to the next. And some of the descendants of Jesus, Buddhas, or Jesus, Buddha's disciples, among them who has acquired this map for themselves, would have mastered the art of traveling between heaven and earth. Then he knows the map even by heart, and he can also take any of us with him without any trouble. It's like your taxi driver. If he goes back and forth between my hotel and the airport for many times, he surely can drive even almost with his eyes closed. So it is very simple to know heaven and to know our true home. The only reason we do not know is that we have forgotten the map, or we have long been too busy with the mundane worries and survivals that we have forgotten the hidden tools within our true heart. And also another reason is very difficult to find the descendants of the old masters who has mastered the art of traveling between heaven and earth. Suppose we have not mastered it ourselves. So, just like any other things in the universe, inquiries, informations, these all we need. And then we have to practice the information at hand, and then we'll become adept, just like every other subject. Spiritual science is even more easy, much more easier than other science of the physical study. Because physical studies most of the times require so many things, so many hours of study, so much books to read, so many instruments to practice upon, so many apprenticeship years to spend, and so much effort, even financial support and time consuming before we become adept of any kind in this world. On the contrary, spiritual mastership does not require us any of such extravagant effort. So we can kind of study like part-time, like we save like 1/10 of our time. And then we can acquire it in a very short while. And meanwhile, before we become reacquainted with our true home, before we attain mastery again, I said again because we were once master already. We came from heaven. We were all masters. We were all Christ. We were all Buddhas. There was no difference between any of us before we came here. When we came here, we became different. I will explain. So, before we reclaim or we reach mastery again, we already will experience so many blessings, so many miraculous events that will enhance our life, that will smooth our journey on earth as well as to heaven. We will recognize that we are the greatest being in the universe. We will know that God truly is here for us every second, because miracles will happen without us having to do anything, without us having to call upon heaven and earth, having to kneel and pray for hours on end, or do any kind of magic potion, dance around, jump about, or do whatever, upside down, inside out, whatever. We don't have to do anything like that, because God is Almighty, and that God resides within us.
Love me as you've never loved anyone.
Special report on Asian tsunamis. On the morning of December 26, 2004, a magnitude 9.0 earthquake in the Indian Ocean triggered a series of powerful tsunamis that devastated the shorelines of several countries. With a death toll of over 160,000, millions homeless, the numbers are still rising. Upon hearing the news, Supreme Master Qinghai was greatly concerned and instructed association members to set up an emergency relief operation immediately. Association members in Thailand formed a relief team and quickly assessed the situation and conducted relief work at seaside villages in the province of Phang Nga. Members from the Bangkok Center drove a distance of 700 kilometers overnight to arrive at Kwa Lak, the most devastated area in Thailand. There, they immediately helped with the cooking and distribution of vegetarian food to the victims. Association members also visited many distressed victims, providing necessities to them containing underwear, sanitary towels, slippers, prepared foods, safety gloves, oral masks, and sample booklets. Before returning to Bangkok, association members went to visit the victims of Krabi Provincial Administration Organization and distributed other necessities. Mr. Somsak Kittitorngkul expressed special thanks to the Supreme Master Qinghai International Association for offering their unconditional service to the victims. Aceh, only a few miles away from the epicenter of the quake, was the worst hit. From December 27th through December 30th, association members in Indonesia helped the victims and delivered 5 tons of relief supplies and petroleum to Aceh. On January 5th, association member Hadinata Russell was interviewed by Hong Kong Apple Daily News. Mr. Hadinata was one of the first on the scene of the devastation, working in the front line of the Aceh relief activity. Association members from Formosa formed 3 relief teams to cooperate with the local members in this relief operation and joined with local Red Cross Society's medical services. With the support of non-government organizations and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Formosa, the Supreme Master Qinghai International Association launched the 3rd relief team consisting of doctors and pharmacists, a total of 10 members leaving for Medan, the capital of North Sumatra, Indonesia, on January 4th. They brought over a cargo of medical supplies, while China Airlines provided free shipping services.
4号，一支由14人组成的台湾志愿者救援队抵达棉兰，准备前往雅琪灾区美拉波执行人道主义救援任务。
这是台湾民间团体青海无上师世界会向雅琪派出的第3批救援人员，许多队员都是有经验的医疗护理人员。队长罗三玉说，救援队的主要任务是向受伤的灾民提供医疗服务。
这个地方的兄弟姐妹有难，我们觉得有这个责任想来这边帮忙，再来是觉得说对这个世界和平有一份责任。
知名女队员黄佩玉说，希望通过这个活动能够减轻雅琪灾民的痛苦。
我们是青海无上师救援协会，那我们的师傅呢也很关心在这里受灾的人民，然后我们来这边也是带着师傅的爱，关心这里的受灾的状况。
据介绍，这支台湾救援队带来了23箱的药品，主要包括了感冒药、外用消毒药等等，可以满足500到800名伤者的需要。此外，救援队还将会向设立在棉兰的一些灾民收容所运送饼干、牛奶和方便面等应急食品。5号上午9点，救援队将会从棉兰空军机场搭乘直升机赶往重灾区美拉坞。美都新闻记者徐慧娜、阿英伊曼棉兰采访报道。
On the 5th of January, upon understanding the urgent need of this load of medical supplies, the governor of Indonesia's North Sumatra province, Tengku Rizal Nurdin, arranged for the association relief team to be first on the waiting list and expressed his gratitude to Master Qinghai. The following day, the association relief team delivered medical supplies to the Red Cross in Mulabo, with the help of Singaporean military helicopters. On January 4th, association members received a thank you letter from the Indonesian Red Cross Society. The letter read, "Thank you, the Supreme Master Qinghai International Association, for trusting us to conduct this humanitarian aid."
Frankfurt, Germany. Frankfurt hosted the world's largest book fair from October 6th to October 10th. Over 270,000 people visited the event that featured over 6,700 exhibitors from 110 countries. German Chancellor Gerhard Schröder opened the 56th annual fair and officially welcomed Arabic countries as this year's guests of honor.
Ich finde, es ist schon ein großartiger Erfolg, dass es der Buchmesse gelungen ist, in diesem Jahr gleichsam die ganze arabische Welt als Ehrengast zu gewinnen. Und das nicht nur, weil in den nächsten Tagen hier in Frankfurt eine reichhaltige und auch wirklich beeindruckende Kulturlandschaft präsent wird, sondern auch, weil damit, ich denke, für alle die große Chance verbunden ist, das Bild der arabischen Welt in ein neues, ein differenziertes, ein umfassenderes Licht zu rücken.
The Supreme Master Qinghai International Publishing Company participated in the event and especially released I Have Come to Take You Home in Arabic. Association members invited guests to their booth and happily discussed aspects of spirituality with truth seekers.
There are certain lifestyle
During the book fair, association members presented 3 video seminars and introduced Supreme Master Qinghai's teachings. On the final day, association members invited guests to a musical performance which featured Peace Begins With Us, accompanied by German and Chinese instruments.
Ich weiß, ich bin bei weitem nicht würdig, doch ich versichere dir, keiner ist es. Inständig bitt ich dich, liebender Meister, säume nicht länger. Hol mich aus dieser finsteren Grube. Lass mich leben in deinem Licht, in deiner grenzenlosen Gnade.
Togo. Togo is situated in Western Africa and borders Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Benin. On July 24, 2004, association members from Lomé, Togo, conducted a seminar to introduce the teachings of Supreme Master Qinghai. Over 500 truth aspirants listened attentively to Master Qinghai's words of wisdom while basking in the loving atmosphere. Moved by Master Qinghai's heavenly teachings, many attendees began their spiritual journey by learning the convenient method of meditation. June of 1999, Supreme Master Qinghai was invited to lecture in 18 European countries. Thousands of sincere truth seekers welcomed Supreme Master Qinghai to their countries and attended her lectures. They listened attentively as Supreme Master Qinghai explained how peace and love can be obtained through the Kuan Yin method of meditation. The following is Supreme Master Qinghai's lecture entitled The Way to End Wars, on June 5, 1999, in Edinburgh, Scotland.
God is almighty, and that God resides within us. It is a great surprise to all of us that even though we know that, even though we try to believe that, we still cannot grasp the reality that we are nothing but God inside. So I am here to remind you of this truth, and I will also help you to know it yourself. Because second-hand knowledge is nevertheless secondhand. Only the truth that you know yourself will remain forever. I'm not here to be your teacher. I'm not here to stay forever and bind you with any contract or any conditions. I'm here to teach you once and for all that you are the teacher, that you are God. And please try to remember this through my spiritual scientific method, day by day, so that you can reclaim your glory, even without my presence after today. Because once I teach you, you will never forget. Because the God within you, you will know. And the God is the one who will awaken again himself and direct your mind and your brain, which is up to now we think is us. Direct them to do the right things, to smooth out the course of your life, to bless your existence, and then you still have abundance of blessing to share with the whole planet and the universe as well. What is good for Scotland is good for Europe. What's good for Europe is good for the whole world. What's good for this planet is good for the whole universe. Because we are all linked together. There's no one can exist without another. We all connected. Just like we need the sun, and the flowers need the earth, and we like the flower, we need the flowers to feel good. And the flower in turn needs us to fertilize it, to take care of it so that it blooms in the best possibility, best possible of beauty for us to enjoy. The universal brotherhood is a vast, beautiful net of intelligence, and we are a part of it. And any part of this net, when in trouble, then the whole net kind of delay in function and defect. Therefore, we need to fix one, and then everything will be all right. I am not here only to serve you. I am here to serve myself, because I also belong to you. And I know through my meditational practice that I am one with you. The essence within you, essence within me, take away this body, become one together like the ocean. Now we are separated, just like the bottle that separates the ocean water inside with the ocean outside that floating around it. Similarly, this body makes the illusion of separation between us. But during the course of meditation daily, you and I will see that we are all one. And then we are also one with God, because we are made of God. And He just clothed us with these material suits so that we will play our part to make this creation colorful and versatile in all aspects. But once we did our job in this world, we can go back home. And it is the urge within us that let us know that our time is up or not, that we can go home now, or maybe we wait until next life or next century. So you are God yourself, and the God within you, of course, will decide. I'm only here for the ones who are ready. Therefore, there is no push, no force, no hurry on my part. Just when you're ready, we stand by and help. Not only I or my brothers and sisters, elder brothers and sisters stand by, the whole universal power stand by, God stands by, all the angels stand by. Once we decide to go home, we have the whole bunch of escorts, and I will show you them also. If you follow my road, you will see them on the road yourself. Because this planet, this physical creation is not the only one. We have so many mansions in the home of God, and in all these mansions are full of beings, wonderful like us, or more wonderful in some way, more knowledgeable. They assist us when we travel on our journey back home. And it is a very, very wonderful journey. Anyone who travels enjoys immensely. And we just enjoy it the more so because it even better our life here on this planet. It's not only lead us in spiritual improvement, it assists us in material aspect as well, so that our life will be more in abundance, and things that we need will fly to us. I mean, literally, sometimes, the way we want it, without even having to utter a word of prayer, because I will show you God, and God is connected with you after the so-called transmission, the rekindle, the reinitiation. Then He and you are connected. You can become one. And what you want is what He wants. He will know what you want. He already knows what you want. It's just that we have forgotten how to listen to His command, how to listen to His advice. And therefore we don't know what He instructs us to do to solve this problem or that dilemma. It's not that God doesn't answer our prayers. It's just our telephone line to heaven is temporarily cut off or displaced. So all I do is just help you to plug it back in, fix it, and then we can be right there with heaven again. And that's why we call this process immediate enlightenment, because that's what it is. Just seconds, you see the light, you might see heaven, you might talk to Jesus, you might see God, you might converse with the ancient masters and learn direct knowledge of heaven. I'm just here to reconnect your line. Yesterday, I heard that some of the Scottish telecommunication was disrupted, right? So many thousands of people cannot communicate with each other. Similarly, when our telephone to the kingdom of God is disrupted or displaced in any way, we cannot hear God. So even though we like to submit ourselves to the will of God, it is very difficult. So if you would like, I will humbly fix it for you. I don't even have to do anything, because actually God will fix it Himself. It's just that I will show you how to be receptive to this message, because you have forgotten the way, that's all. Thank you. Please read the questions.
I thank you for visiting and sharing your thoughts. I believe that each individual has the capability of reaching his God here and now. But do you think that there is a change in our current time, specifically 1985 to the year 2010, that allows for a more global, larger change?
Oh yes. It's kind of a pushing, because when a great quality of spiritual energy gathered together or condensed in one period of time, then there is more pushing than usual, especially when the planet may be in more turmoils, more troubles, more turbulence, or more war, more disasters. Then the grace of God is more urgent, because the more people pray to grace of God in this time of need, therefore the more people sincerely pray, the more grace of God will descend upon this planet. And therefore we feel a little push at the end of the century, and that's correct. Therefore many spiritual awakening signs are all over the planet. In America alone, at least statistically, many tens of thousands of people turning into vegetarian, and more so in spiritual practice every year. And this is very difficult for the American people. Yeah. You know, they are steak lovers. Their steak is not that big, it's that big.